All right, welcome back to another game of 80s Baseball. My name is Brian Hefferkamp. I'm the designer and creator here at the Clark and Addison Gaming Company. In this game, we're going to continue playing J Thomas Hetrick's game 80s Baseball, which you can find a link to the game in the description. We are completing, well, we may be completing, we'll see, our 1986 World Series replay using 80s Baseball. And it is 3-2 Boston over New York, just like in real life. And this is the famous Bill Buckner game. And so we'll see if history repeats itself. We have Roger Clemens on the mound against Bob Ojeda. Bob Ojeda, lefty, Clemens a righty. We got our score sheet all filled out. If you want to learn how to play this game, Kurt Berglund has a good tutorial sort of introduction to the game. And then in game one of this series, I walk through sort of the basics, but I'm not I'm not going to show you how to play the game in this one. We're just going to get into it. So it'll be Boston batting first. Boggs, Barrett, and Buckner for Boston. And they're going to be facing off against the lefty Ojeda. 21 possible hit here. I think it's going to be a hit. So 19 plus 2. Boggs, excellent. He's like a 1 to 30. 1 to 31 will be a hit. And a 19. So we read the red ones first to see if it's going to be a hit or not. And then it'll be either a hit or an out. And then we determine what kind of hit with these die here. So 19 on a hit is going to be a single. And Wade Boggs leads off with a knock. Let's see if there's some error on the play. 63 is not going to be an error. Boggs not a threat to steal. A 94 for Bob Ojeda is into his strikeout range, so that's going to be a K. And Ojeda with one down and a runner at first base, a 0-1 is always going to be a hit for anybody. 92, that could be a big one for Bill Buckner. Let's see, a 92 is going to be a home run. So anything 90 to 100 is a home run, and Bill Buckner gets the scoring going early as he hits a 2-run jack here in the first. And Boston goes up 2-0. Brings Jim Rice to the plate. Rice, possible hit against a lefty. He's a 19 plus 2. Again, that's also 1 to 31. So this will be a hit, and a 68 is just below his single range. So 3 hits in the inning and 2 already in. It'll be Dwight Evans to the plate. This is going to be an out, I believe. 94 will be a strikeout, so it's the second K of the inning for Bob Ojeda. And it's Rich Gedman to the plate. Gedman is just a 2 minus 3. So a 2 minus 3 is a 1 to 15 for a hit. This is a 17. So that means he hits about 150 against left-handed pitching, and specifically against this left-hander. No chance here. So this is going to be an out. A 41 is a ground out. Let's see if anything funky happens. 99 on a ground out is a chance for an error. 51 is here between 1 and 88, so that is going to be an error. And let's see, the error goes to the catcher. So we're going to say E2. E2, Brute. So the inning should have ended there. We'll see if Dave Henderson parks one. 10 minus 3. 1 to 21 is a hit, so no hit here. 73 for Dave Henderson. We got to check him out over here. 73 is going to be a flyout. So on the flyout, that is hit to center field. And that's going to be the third out of the inning. So the error doesn't come back to bite them, but 2-run homer does. And that's going to be a 2-0 lead for Boston as we head to the bottom of the first after the Buckner 2-run shot. For the Mets, it's going to be Dykstra, Backman, and Hernandez. against the Rocket, Roger Clemens. Dykstra, a 61 is going to be an out. And for him, anything 89 or 90. We have an 89. 89 or 90 is going to be an error chance. For Boston, it's a 1 to 92. It will be an error. And that error is on the center fielder. That's actually a two-base error, so E8. On the outfielders, it says that all outfield errors are two-base errors. So that's going to be an error on the center fielder, Dave Henderson. And Lynn Dykstra now at second base with nobody out. Wally Backman to the plate. Backman is an 18 plus 2, so 1 to 30 for a hit. So this will be a hit of some sort, and a good one probably. 88 is going to be a double as he doubles home the run from second. And that cuts the lead in half. It's now 2 to 1. Let's see if there's an error. 48 on a double is no error. So Keith Hernandez steps in, nobody out, one already in. 24 to Hernandez, 14 minus 1. 14 minus 1, 1 to 26 is a hit. So another hit, 35 should be a single. And we'll see what happens with the base runners. 33 on a single is second and third score. And there's an opportunity. Let's see. Runners on second and third score. Runner on first has the manager's option to score. So I'm not going to have that happen, but the runner on second is going to score. That's an RBI single. And that will tie the game at 2. So still with nobody out, runner at first base. Gary Carter stands in. 33, Carter's not got a high enough. He's an 8 minus 3, so that's not very high. 83 here is going to be in the error range again. Again, 1 to 92. That will be an error, and the error will be on the second baseman. So we'll go E4. And just some problems out of the gate here for Boston. They've given up an early 2-0 lead. They got 2 on with nobody out, and the straw man, Darryl Strawberry, coming to the plate. An 87 against Clemens is going to be a strikeout. So Clemens settles things down with a K and gets Strawberry. 37 to Ray Knight. This will be an out. And 82 will be a flyout. ARO. Any runner has the option to tag up on a fly ball. Keith Hernandez. His speed is negligible. So we'll just call that a fly out to right field. Deep, but nobody's going to move up on the play. Brings up Mookie Wilson to the plate. This will be an out as well. Mookie Wilson with a grounder. And that will be right back to the pitcher, no problem. For the pitcher, Clemens, who underhands it to first. But New York, 2 errors in the inning. Only 2 hits, and they scored 2 runs. So we head to the top of the second. Kind of a squirrely, interesting game here already. It's 2 to 2, and we'll see if the pitchers can settle in. Ojeda will be facing off against Spike Owen, the pitcher Clemens, and then back to the top with Wade Boggs. This will be a base knock, I believe. 5 minus 3, though. We should check. 5 minus 3, 1 to 18 is going to be a hit, so no problems there. 78. For Spike Owen. 78 is going to be a double. So Spike Owen with the 2-bagger. He gets things started. We're going to have a bunt from Roger Clemens. Let's see if he can lay one down. Not something that he did a lot, I'm sure. .47 is a good sacrifice. So he's going to move the runner over to second base. To third. So we have a runner at third base and a couple of cracks at it here for Boggs and Barrett. 38, Boggs 19 plus 2. He's a 1 to 31 for a hit, so this would be an out. 62 is a fly ball. That goes to RHMO. Wrong one. So let's see what our options are here. RHMO, fly out, all runners hold, manager's option to score from third if less than 2 outs. So that is the exact situation that we have here. Spike Owen. So we need to look here. Spike Owen is on this chart. He's got negligible speed. And we look at our manager option here. So he's going to score on a 26 to 50. 26 to 50. 51 to 100 he's out. 4 to 25 he's out. And there's a little tiny chance for an error. Do we risk it this early in the game? I'm not going to do that. So we're going to say fly out to the left. We're going to be conservative. We have the lead in the series. Runner holds. Marty Barrett is going to bounce into a possible out. 86. So that's going to be a grounder to short. So you get a runner to third base, but can't get him in. Could be a costly error on my part. We'll see. He only had about a 25% chance of making it home. That's not a great. So we go to the bottom of the second. It is Santana, Ojeda, and Dykstra for the Metropolitans. Man, can't hold that die. All right, Santana is a 3 minus 3. That is going to be a 1 to 16 for a hit. This will be an out. And Santana, that'll be a fly out. 92 is no error, and 81 will be a fly out to right field as he punches it to right. And that'll be out number 1. Brings Bob Ojeda to the plate. He is going to ground out. And a 60 on a grounder is going to be a put out 6-3 to the shortstop. Little 3 hopper to short. Gets him by 4 steps. Pitcher running. That brings up Len Dykstra to the plate. Dykstra is a 15-0. So a 15-0 is a 1 to 27 for a hit. We have a 28. So this will be a grounder from Len Dykstra. A 94 on a ground out. I think it's all runners advance. So 0 AL, lead runner out, all runners safe on a fielder's choice. So when that happens, I think we just go right to an out. So we'll say a grounder back to the pitcher, 1-3, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Roger Clemens. So the Mets go down in order in the second, and we head to the top of the third. It's 2-2. Boston wins this game. They're going to win the World Series. If they do not win the game, we will go to a Game 7 between these two teams. Up first is Buckner, Rice, and Evans. Buckner with a 2-run jack in his first at-bat. A 59 is not going to be a home run. A 59... 95 is going to be a chance for an error. 1/88 is an error on the Mets. It will be an error, and that error is on the first baseman. So rare E3 from Keith Hernandez. A lot of errors in this game so far. Buckner on first, and 18 is going to be a good hit, and a 100. Whoa, boy. Jim Rice catches one. A 100 on his hit is going to be a home run, and Jim Rice with a 2-run home run, and it's 2-run homers, the name of the game for Boston in this one, and they are up 4-2 now. So 2-run homer for Jim Rice, 2-run homer for Bill Buckner, and it is 4-2. Dewey Evans to the plate, and 88 is going to be not a strikeout. That's going to be an out, a grounder. 92 will be a ground ball to shortstop. So good throw to first from Rafael Santana, and there's one down in the inning. A 7. 2 minus 3. That's not a given. 2 minus 3 is a 1/15. Okay, so that's a hit and a single for Rich Gedman as he hangs in against the lefty and knocks it the other way. 16, 10 minus 3, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 1/21. So that's going to be another hit as Dave Henderson with the single. Bob Ojeda getting bounced around pretty good here. This is a all runners advance, 2 bases. So that'll push the runner to third base. And we get runners at the corners with 1 down, 2 already in the inning, and this will be an out made by Spike Owen. A 30 should be a ground out. It is. And a 53 on a ground out is a fielder's choice. That's going to go to the third baseman. So ground out +1. So I think this is going to score the run. Ground out, all runners advance 1 base. So the only play is to first base. It's a little tapper down the third baseline. Ray Knight, the only place he can go is to first. So this will be the second out of the inning. That's going to score the run from third. And going to second is Dave Henderson. Credit Spike Owen with an RBI. And that brings up Roger Clemens. Clemens will... I'm going to use the same guy, so Ojeda. 49, 77, 79, 100. So 46 is going to be a ground out. I'm just using Bob Ojeda's hitting number for both pitchers. So this is going to be a grounder to shortstop. And it's a fielder's choice. So we'll say the force out is at second. We'll go 6-4 on the put out. All right, but 3 runs come in that inning. Boston now has a 5-2 lead. Stretching it out. All right, for the Metropolitans, it'll be Backman, Hernandez, and Carter against the Rocket, Roger Clemens. This will be a ground out from Wally Backman. And that will be a grounder tapped in front of the plate to the catcher. No problem for Rich Gedman as he makes a good throw to first. Brings up Keith Hernandez. Hernandez is a 15 minus 1, 1/26 for a hit, so this will be an out. 46 will be a grounder. And that will be grounded to the second baseman. So Barrett makes a strong throw to first, gets Hernandez. And Gary Carter to the plate. Carter is going to make an out. This is also a ground out. 93 on the ground out That will go to the second baseman as well as he pushes it the other way. Nice play in the hole by Marty Barrett. And that's another 3 up, 3 down for Roger Clemens, who is starting to roll just a little bit. 5-2 is our score as we head into the top of the 4th inning. This game is called 80s Baseball. It's created by J Thomas Hetrick. Again, you can find the link to this game to the website in the description. If you want to check out some of my games, I'm not hosting this game on my site, but you can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com and check out the multitude of games that I have. Plenty of baseball games if you're interested in that. Or I also have football and basketball games as well. Top of the 4th takes us to the top of the order. Wade Boggs, Barrett, and Buckner to the plate. Boggs 1 for 2. He's going to make an out here as he flies out. And that will go to 52. That's a fly out to center field. That'll be out number 1. Barrett with a strikeout and a ground out. He's 0 for 2. He's going to wind up being 0 for 3, I think. 96, that will be a strikeout as he struck out for the second time against Bobby Ojeda. And now Bill Buckner to the plate. Buckner 2 runs scored. He's got a 2-run homer. And he reached on an error. He's going to reach on another hit here, as he is a 5-3, so that means on a 1-18 he's got a hit, so that'll be a hit, and a 48 is going to be a single, so he's now 2 for 3. Let's see if there's any sort of error on the play. There's not, so that'll bring up Jim Rice. Jim Rice 2 for 2. He had a 2-run jack in his last at bat. He's going to get under this one. An 82 is a fly out. With 2 down in the inning, we check the error. There's no error. And that's actually going to be a fly out to left field. So they retired Jim Rice for the first time in this game. And Boston gets 1 hit, but they can't get him around to score. And we are at 5-2. Boston over New York as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Rocket, Roger Clemens, comes out for the 4th. He'll face off against Strawberry, Knight, and Wilson. He struck out Darryl Strawberry in his last at-bat. Not going to do that here, I don't think. 13 minus 2, definitely, I say definitely 13 minus 2. 1-22 is a hit. So that'll be a base knock for the straw man. Let's see if there's an error. No error on the play. That brings up Ray Knight. Knight flat out to right in his first at bat. 84 against Clemens is going to be a K. Clemens with a pretty big strikeout range, as you would imagine. 84 to 95. Brings up Mookie Wilson. Mookie Wilson grounded right back to the pitchers last time up. 12 minus 3. That's a 1-22 for a hit. This is going to be a single for Wilson. Let's see what happens with the base runners. 26. All runners move up 2 bases. So going to third base is Darryl Strawberry. Mookie Wilson is at first. So runners at the corners with 1 down, and Rafael Santana coming to the plate. Santana, a 3 minus 3, a 1-16 is going to be a hit, so this will be a hit for him. And a 95 could be a big one. 95 on the hit is a double. He only has a home run on a 100. But Rafael Santana with a big double is going to drive in the run from third. And we'll see about that runner from first. So 33 on a double is all runners get 2 bases. So those are going to hold him up at third base, and he won't score. But that's an RBI double for Rafael Santana, and runners at second and third with only 1 out and 1 in. That makes the score 5-3, Boston. 79 to Roger Clemens. Let's see, a 79 is going to be a chance for an error Oh my gosh. Boston with the errors. That will be an error, and it's on the right fielder. No, it's on the first baseman. So that will be an error. Oh man, that's a killer error. That's Bill Butner with the E3. One base error. It's going to bring in the run from third, and that'll push the runner to third base. So Buckner with the error. Let's a run home. That'll be unearned. And we're back to the top of the order with Lynn Dykstra. Dykstra is going to get a knock here. That's a single. And man, it is just all falling apart here for Boston. They get the lead. They can't hold the lead. We'll see what happens with the runner. A 90 on a single. AR +1, so just one base advance for everyone. So runners at first and second now with just still one out. And Wally Backman to the plate. You can see I'm really rolling the dice. So this is going to be a walk for Wally Backman. And that's going to load the bases. So that puts a runner here and a runner there. Bases loaded. One out. They go out to have a little chat with the Rocket. Settle them down and see if Keith Hernandez can make a play here. Hernandez makes an out on a 54. And 88 is going to be into the strikeout range, and Keith Hernandez goes down on strikes. That's the second strikeout. And let's see if Roger Clemens can bear down 2 outs. Coming to the plate, Gary Carter. Carter's going to make an out. So 68 is a fly out. All they got to do is catch it to get out of the inning. They will catch the ball, and this is actually going to be a pop-up on... Oh, it's to left field. Okay, so fly ball to left field, and the Mets bat around. They score 3 more. It's now 5-5, as both teams have had a 2-run inning and a 3-run inning. All right, we go to Dwight Evans, Rich Gedman, and Dave Henderson for Boston. It is 5-5 heading into the 5th inning, so 5s are wild. And 84, Ojeda's strikeout started 89. So we're looking at Dewey Evans. A 94 is going to be a strikeout. That'll be out number 1. K number 4 on the day for Bob Ojeda. This will be a base hit. That comes from Rich Gedman. Gedman now 2 for 3. A couple of singles. Let's check the error. Let's see if there's an error. No error on the play. And a 22 for Dave Henderson, who is 1 for 2 in the game. Henderson is a 10 -3. 1-21 is a hit, so this will be an out for Henderson. It's on the other page. 61 on the outs is a fly out for Hindu. And no error on the play. So the runner holds, and you have the manager option to tag up. Rich Gedman, I don't think we're going to do that. That's a fly out to right field, and that will be out number 2. Runner holds at first. Spike Owen to the plate. 57 for Owen. 57 and a 70. So for Owen, that's going to be an out, and a 70 will be a fly out. That ball is caught, and it's caught by the left fielder. So fly ball to left. That'll be out number 3. So Boston strands a runner in the 5th as they get 1 hit, but they can't move them around. And we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. 5-5 is our score. We're back where we started last inning with Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry 1 for 2. A 57 will be a grounder. And that ground out will be to the pitcher. So he taps it back to the mound. No problem for Clemens. Clemens out there for the 5th. He's given up 5 runs, only 4 earned. But has, he's had some trouble about every 3rd inning. So we'll see how it goes here. This is going to be an out. And Ray Knight at 69 will be a fly out. And that's going to go to the left fielder. So 2 quick ones here in the 5th for Roger Clemens. This will be another out roll. And 84 for Mookie Wilson is just into the flyout range. And 97, he just avoids the error. And that will go to 45. That's a pop up to second base. So a fly ball to second base, a little pop up to the second baseman, and Marty Barrett goes out on the short grass in right field and makes the catch. So we head to the top of the 6th inning. Bob Ojeda still in there. Ojeda can go 9 innings for his stamina. Clemens can go 10. We're tied up. Let's see if one of these teams can break loose here in the end of the game. It will be Roger Clemens, and then back to the top with Boggs and Barrett, 63. It's going to be a bouncer. That bouncer goes to the first baseman. Just a little tapper down the line. Hernandez is going to take it to the bag himself, and that will be out number 1. Way Boggs to the plate. Boggs is going to get a base knock here, a 69 for him. Is going to be a single. So he's now 2 for 4 with a couple of singles. Let's see if there is an error on the play. No error. And that brings up Marty Barrett. Barrett 0 for the day. He's 0 for 3. 37 is going to be another out. And for Barrett, that's a ground out. That ground out is going to be a fielder's choice. So with a runner at first, there's a force out at second, and the batter is safe. The throw is going to go 5-4 on the put out. So he'll be safe at first on a 5-4 fielder's choice, as they can't turn 2. Brings up Billy Buckner. Buckner 2 for 3. 49, that's not going to do much as he grounds a hard grounder. Normally that would be a double play, but there are actually 2 outs. And so we have a grounder to third. Let's just go the short way again. So we'll go 5-4. Normally that'd be a double play. So let's begin to act like it, I guess. And so that's all she wrote for Boston in the top of the 6th, as they get some guys on base, but they are not able to be productive with men on base. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Clemens will face off against Santana, Ojeda, and Dykstra. Tie ball game, bottom of the 6th inning. We get a 100. A 100 is going to be a walk to Santana. Santana on base for the 2nd time. You got a decision to make here. Do we pinch hit? We got Roger McDowell, who can go in the bullpen. He can go 4 innings. We got Rick Anderson, who can go 5. I think the Mets are a little bit better set up for being able to do this. So let's go ahead with a pinch hitter. Let me find a pinch hitter and I'll insert him into the game. We're going to go with Danny Heap as our pinch hitter. He is a 1 against left-handed pitching, but 13 against right-handed pitching. So we'll see if he can get the job done here against the Rocket. Roger Clemens got a man at first base and a 30. So he'll be a 13 minus 2. A 1 to 23 is a hit. So no hit here. But let's see. A 96 is kind of a high number. 96 will be a strikeout as he comes off the bench. And he takes a heater on the corner, and that's going to be out number 1. 44 to Lynn Dykstra. That'll be an out as well. An 80 will be a fly out. 90, it says sacrifice fly. That fly out is going to be a pop-up to first base, so we're just going to call that a pop-up to first. So we'll go P3 as Bill Buckner squeezes that one for the out. And that'll bring up Wally Backman. Backman, a good opportunity here, 18 plus 2. So a 1 to 30 for a hit. 73, that's going to be a single. Backman now 2 for 3. And let's check out the base running. On a single, a 41 means second and third score. And the manager's option to score the runner from first. So I believe that's right. Second and third score, runner on first has the manager's option to score. We got Rafael Santana. Santana's got negligible speed, and let's see what we would need here. So again, we would need a 26 to 50. With one of their best hitters up. We're not going to do that. I'm going to be conservative again. He'll go to third base on the single. Oh, sorry. That's him. All right, and it's in Keith Hernandez's hands, as we have to see, is he going to knock that run in from third, 2 down? Bottom of the 6th, a 69 is not going to do it as he grounds the ball. Too short. So we go 6-3 on the putout, and Keith Hernandez loses the battle. So we head to the top of the 7th inning. Still tied at 5, and we're going to need a new pitcher for the Metropolitans. New pitcher is going to come in here to face the middle of the order. And I think we're going to bring in Roger McDowell. So McDowell is a right-hander with a 12. So we need to go back through and make some changes here. +2. He now is a -1. He is a +1, so that helps Bill Buckner. 15 is a +2. Okay, so he doesn't change. 11, he is just a -1. 12, he becomes a 0. 10, he is a -2. -3 is same. And then Clemens is the same as well. So 6 innings pitched for Bob Ojeda, and we'll close him out to end the game, but right now we'll just keep the game moving. First up is going to be Jimmy Rice. 15 plus 2 is a 1 to 29 for a hit, so an 84 for Rice as he comes in and rudely greets the new pitcher with a double. So Rice now 3 for 4, single, double, home run. He's a triple shy of the cycle. He's got a run scored and 2 RBIs for Boston. 53, we narrowly avoid the miscues and injuries. 28 will be a ground out for Dewey Evans. And on the ground out, a 69 says a double play. So I don't run into a straight up double play. I don't think it matters. So a double play situation. Oh, that would be only from the runners or the batter's chart. Okay. So it's a double play. We are not going to do that. We have a runner at second base. We have a 12 on a ground out that is to the catcher. We'll say 2-3. And let me see if there's anything special here about double plays. If the type is a double play, consult the double play section. With no runners on, this is a ground out. So I'll use my head here. 2-3 means that we're going to look that runner back. And he'll stay there. We'll call that just a ground out. No need to risk the out at third base. Rich Gedman to the plate. Gedman is a 12-0. And that's going to be 77 for Gedman is a double. That's a run scoring double. And that's going to give Boston the lead as they bring home this runner. It's now 6-5, which ironically was the final score, except the Mets won 6-5. Up is Dave Henderson to the plate. 24 to Hindu is a possible hit. Let's see. He's got a 10 -2. A 1-22 is going to be a hit for him, and a 98 is a huge one. That's going to be a 2-run homer for Dave Henderson, and the boos are raining down for the Mets as they've given up 3 runs here in the top of the 7th inning. Davey Johnson decided to go with the relief pitcher, and he's given up 3 runs and only gotten 1 out. Brings up Spike Owen to the plate. Owen is going to get a hit as well, I believe. So a 5 -3. 1-18 is a hit, so that's going to be a single for Spike Owen. And still just 1 out. This guy came home on the double. Don't know why I put an out there. All right, Roger Clemens to the plate. Clemens will lay down the bunt. And a 22. 22 on a bunt says fielder's choice. So the runner is going to be out at second on a fielder's choice. So the first baseman comes in. He gets this guy. That'll be out number 2. That's all they're going to get as we go 1-6 on the fielder's choice. Not a good bunt by Clemens, but he didn't. It's probably the first time he's hit since since college. I don't know. Wade Boggs to the plate, and 84 for Boggs is not a strikeout. That'll be an out. And 69, that's going to be a fly out. So the fly out goes to left field. So that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. But 3 runs come home. 2 on a home run from Dave Henderson. 1 on a double from Rich Gedman. And Boston, another 3 spot. Ouch. 8-5 is our score as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Roger Clemens still in the game. After what we just saw, I'm a little afraid to take him out. Oh, first up will be Gary Carter, Darryl Strawberry, then Ray Knight. 77 for Gary Carter is going to be an out, and that'll be a ground out. The grounder is hit to first base. No problem at first for Bill Butner, who takes it to the bag himself. And that'll be out number 1. The straw man to the plate. 87 will be into Roger Clemens' strikeout range, and that'll be out number 2. Second time he struck out in the game. He's now 1 for 4. Ray Knight up next. He is also a strikeout victim. 8 -3, a 1-21 is a hit. So this will be a base knock for Ray Knight, who has a single. That is his first hit of the game. We'll check the error. No error on the play. And that brings up Mookie Wilson to the plate. Wilson is going to fly out. And on a fly out here, that'll actually be a pop-up to the catcher. So he keeps it on the infield. Throwing his mask off is Gedman. He steps 1 foot into fair territory, makes the catch, and that will be the end of the 7th. So still 8-5. And the Mets are going to send out Roger McDowell for a 2nd inning. He can go quite a few. He can go 4 innings. We'll have to replace him here, but he's going to try to give him another inning here, and this is not going well for Roger McDowell. Marty Barrett to the plate. Barrett, I believe, is going to get a hit. 11 minus 1 is a 1-23. So that's going to be a single for Marty Barrett. Barrett now 1 for 5. And on a single, no error. So Billy Buckner to the plate. A 21 possibility for Buckner here too. A 13 plus 1. So 15. So 1-26 is a hit. And a 44 for Buckner will be another single. So back-to-back base hits. And let's see what happens on runner advancement. 59, 2nd and 3rd score. 1st to 2nd. So let's see. 2nd to 3rd. Runners on 2nd and 3rd score. Runner on 1st to 2nd base. So he just moves up 1 base there. And we got runners at 1st and 2nd with nobody out for Jim Rice. Jim Rice is going to make an out. 67 will be a fly ball. Runners hold. It's the manager's option to advance, so we're just going to call this a fly out to right field. No advance. And that brings up Dewey Evans. Evans 0 for the day. A 60 will be an out. And a 64. Another fly out. A 100 though. ERF. Okay, this is the error chance that we're always rolling for. Error, roll dice, and use the team error chart. The nearest outfielder commits the error. All runners advance 2 bases. So a killer error here. That's going to be on the right fielder, Darryl Strawberry. Actually, we don't know who it's on. Let's see. 63. 63 is here. The nearest outfielder is Darryl Strawberry. And we're going to go E. We're going to go E9. This guy's going to go 2 bases. And this guy's going to come home to score on the error. Brings up Richie Gedman. Gedman is 3 for 4 with a couple singles and a double. He's going to make an out here, and Gedman with a 59. That's a fly out. The runners will hold, and the fly out goes to center field. We have a manager option to score Bill Buckner. I'm going to hold him though. Buckner doesn't have great speed, so brings Henderson to the plate. 93 to him. He is going to be into McDowell's strikeout range, so he strikes out with 2 on the pond and 2 outs. After all that, they only get 1 run, and that will be a 6-7-9-5 lead now for Boston, who can smell it as they're approaching the finish line. Bottom of the 8th inning for the Mets. It'll be Santana, the pitcher spot, and Dykstra. Santana is 1 for 2. He's going to make an out here. That's a ground out. And that grounder is going to go to the second baseman. All right, we need another pinch hitter. Let me get a pinch hitter into the game. All right, the pinch hitter will be Howard Johnson. Hojo 9 against right-handers, so he's going to be on 9 minus 3. So let's see if he can get the party started, and looks like he will. So 9 minus 3, 1 to 21 is a hit, and that's going to be a base hit for Hojo, who comes off the bench, trying to provide a little spark, and no error on the play. So Johnson at first doesn't have good speed. We got Lenny Dykstra to the plate, a 15-0. So 15-0, 1 to 27 for a hit. So this is going to be a ground out. That'll be a force out. So we use our force out situation chart, and runner at first, force out at second, and the batter is safe. So 42 will be a ground out to shortstop. So we'll call this a fielder's choice. Out number 2, and he'll be safe on a 6-4 fielder's choice. Nails Dykstra is at second. Wally Backman to the plate, and Backman is going to hit a fly ball. This one will be hit to the shortstop. So a pop up to short for Wally Backman, who gets under it. That'll be out number 3, and that's going to end the inning as Clemens gets a clutch pop up there. And Boston is poised. We're going to try to leave Clemens in there for the entire game if we can. And it is 6-7-9 to 5 as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Let's leave Roger McDowell in. He'll get 3 innings of work here, hopefully. It's Spike Owen with a 54. That'll be a ground out to him. And that grounder is going to go to the shortstop. So Santana, a good throw across, gets his man. Brings up Roger Clemens. Clemens is going to make an out. 60-70. It's going to be a fly ball as he gets wood on it, but he hits it to center field for the out. 2 down. And Wade Boggs to the plate. Boggs, an 87, will miss the strikeout, so 63 for Boggs is going to be another fly out. That 57, no error on the play, and that fly ball goes to the shortstop, another pop up to short. So good inning there from McDowell, and we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. This is it. Red Sox have a 9-5 lead. Let's see if they can hold it. Roger Clemens goes out for one more inning of work, and he will put this one away if he can get 3 outs. It's Hernandez, Carter, and Strawberry. A 62, that's a good start. But a 93 is kind of a high roll. So Hernandez, a 93, that's going to be a strikeout. So Clemens showing grit, determined to change history. But he's going to have to wait a bit. 8 minus 3, a 1 to 21 is a hit. 78 for Gary Carter is going to be a double. So Carter with a 2-bagger, no error on the play. That's going to bring Strawberry up. He was the hero of game number 2 with an 11th inning home run. He's going to make an out here as he grounds one. 98 though. 98 is an error chance. So let's just go ahead and do a whole roll here for the error. 1 to 92 is an error. An 80, that's going to be an error on the shortstop, the typically sure-handed Spike Owen. So we'll go E6, and that's going to move the runner over to third. So 1 out with runners on the corners, and Ray Knight to the plate. Knight is going to make an out, I believe. A 90-95 is going to be a strikeout, so Clemens says, I'm not going to let it happen what happened in real life. I'm just going to go and take care of business. Brings up Mookie Wilson, last chance. 3-run homer doesn't quite get them there, gets them close. A 57 will be an out, and a 57 is a fly ball as he gets under this one. Fly out. 69 is just a regular out. 34 is going to be to left field. And the left fielder, Jimmy Rice, squeezes this one for the out. And that is all she wrote. So the Mets get 1 on, 2 on in the 9th, even with an error, just like in real life. So we're pretty close. But Roger Clemens finishes this one out, and the Red Sox win the 1986 World Series. So let me go back through and put together all of the final stats, and we will wrap up this series. All right, and we are finishing this one up. Boston wins 9-5. 9 runs on 16 hits and 4 errors for Boston. 5 runs on 10 hits and 3 errors for New York. The winning pitcher is Roger Clemens, who goes 9 innings, gives up 10 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. And the loser is Bob Ojeda, 6 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs, only 4 earned, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. Roger McDowell provided 3 innings of relief, 6 hits, and 4 runs. I suppose if you could call that relief. Not really. And not real sure who would be the player of the game here. Jimmy Rice had a good game here, maybe him, 3 for 5. A home run, a double, a single, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs for the Boston left fielder. Also a good game from Henderson, 2 for 5 with a home run and a single and 2 RBIs. 3 hits on the day for Rich Gedman as well, including an RBI double. Not a lot of hitting going on here for the Metropolitans. A couple of hits on the day for Lynn Dykstra, a couple of hits for Wally Backman, including an RBI double. Hernandez with an RBI single in the first, and not a lot to speak of otherwise. So Boston wins this one by a final of 9-5. That's going to give them a 4-2 World Series win, and they go through and change history. So right here with Eighties Baseball, we change history. Boston wins. They take care of business in Game 6 and do not push it to a Game 7. This is played using Eighties Baseball, which is a game by J Thomas Hetrick. You can find him on YouTube if you look up 80s Baseball. It sounds just with the word 80s written out. And you can find that on YouTube. He's spoken on multiple different podcasts and platforms with different gamers or streamers. And the game is a simple one to play. Not very difficult once you pick it up. And once you get into it, you see kind of the intricacies and the details, especially with some of the extra plays that are involved. But for the most part, there's not a lot of figuring to do. A lot of this happens before the game even starts, and then once you get it, it's just kind of checking the charts. He's got all teams rated just like this, so everybody on the roster is rated, including pitchers. And he's got lots of different seasons. Obviously, the 1980s are going to be there, but he's got dead ball seasons, he's got Negro League seasons, he's got pre-1900 seasons, so there's lots of ones to choose from, including some World Series sets, I believe, that he has available. So go check that out. You can look for the link to his website in the description, and make sure you support him by going and purchasing a season. I believe they're $19.99 for an entire season, and you'll get those delivered via PDF. If you need some dice, if you need 2 D10s, that's what he sells, and so you'll have 2 D10s that he'll send by snail mail if you need that. Otherwise, it'll cost you $20 to purchase the game. If you want to support the work that I'm doing, one easy way is to subscribe. So subscribers are up to over 375 now, so it's been a good week for us. in terms of subscribers. So thank you for everyone who's subscribed. When you become a subscriber, you get notifications when new videos are posted. Typically I do 1 or 2 a week, but this has been a little bit more with just trying to get through this series. So this has been 6 games in a week, and it's been really good to be able to get someone else's game on the table as well. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you're a designer out there and you have a game that hasn't gotten much publicity, or nobody's playing it on YouTube, then just send it to me, and I will I'll get it on the table with you. So you can email me at clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. We can try to connect on Facebook Messenger as well. You can look for me on Messenger. If you go to the Clark and Addison Gaming Facebook group, you can join the Facebook group and be able to connect with me there as well. I just started working on 2024 play action football, so that is in the works, and I'm just starting in on the players, so that's the back end of that game. And I finished completely the AIG basketball season, so 1970 all the way up to 2025, the season that just finished, is completely done and in the can, and just got to get those put together. I'd love to hear how people want that delivered. So what seasons do you want? Do you want it delivered season by season and you can purchase it that way, or do you want it to be bundled based on players' careers, like all of Jordan's seasons or all of Bird and Magic seasons together, or whatever? Or would you like it in decades? Just trying to think about the best distribution of that game. That's a lot of seasons, and that's going to take up a lot of space on the website, which I don't mind selling season by season. It'll just take a while to get all that sort of put together on the website. But that's sort of the next step. And also, does anybody want pre-1970 seasons? I don't know if those are even of interest to anyone, but you're talking about Wilt and Jerry West and guys like that, before. Some of the old timers in the 1960s, so it's going to be dominated by the Lakers and the Celtics, so you're talking about Russell and Wilson, those battles. Russell and Chamberlain, sorry. So you're talking about those kinds of battles before. And just let me know if the 60s are something you want, because I think I can put those seasons together. I'll have to look and see. But the statistics I use are pretty basic for the most part, and whatever formulas I have, I create those within the spreadsheets. So I think I can put together those pre-1970 seasons without any problems. What else is there? Oh, I put a little work into the golf, so I now have 2024 PGA Tour. All the players are carded, and you can see a little smattering of something I did here. So I played with the top 4 players based on their overall ratings, and the bottom 4 players. So you can see here the bottom 4 quite a bit more terrible. Got a 42 here on the front 9, so 6 over for the worst player on the PGA Tour, including a couple of double bogeys. This is what the players look like. Sorry about the yellow sheet, that was just what happened to be in the printer. But each player is going to be printed out like this, and these are the worst players. So I just did 2 pages, but you can see how bad their scores are, and how good their scores are. So this is each of the different player skills, I guess, that are going to be used on each hole. And then I reprinted Augusta National, so you can see the key player traits for each hole here, and then you use those player traits over here for each player, just for that hole. And so not a great front 9 for Scott Scheffler. He is 1 over, 5 under for Kim, 2 under for Auberg, Aberg. Aberg. I don't know how you say his name. And then Trainer is 3 over. Villegas is 4 over. Kistner, who is playing pretty well, he's only at 2 over. So he has a couple of birdies there toward the end. You can see these are some of the easier holes coming in. 7, 8, and 9. So 7 plays a little bit tougher, so that was a little bit of a surprise. 8, not a surprise. And 9, a little bit of a surprise there. So things going along well with that. And I'll be probably releasing a beta. I'll look for another what do you call it? Maybe putting together another course for that, just to see how course generation will go. And I'll see if there's a better way to present those holes as well. So still working on that game, still working on tennis, still working on hockey, still working on a lot of things. So, everything is in the works. AIG Baseball, AIG Football, which I've shown once or twice and still need to put some work into. So there's lots of things in the hopper as we go along, especially with this AIG series. So when updates are there, you'll see those games. I'll play them and give you updates on those. But this one is over. And so thank you to J Thomas Hetrick, who sent me this season so that I could play it here. Hopefully that's been of interest to you as a subscriber to my channel. I'm not a gamer or a streamer. I'm a developer, and I just want to be able to help other developers, because I know getting some screen time, getting someone to play your game in a meaningful way and not just kind of talk about it is helpful, number one. But also, number 2, it helps to spread the message. We have more than 375 subscribers here, and so that's a chance to be in front of more people, but also just a chance to get your game out there, someone playing it meaningfully, and just more exposure, because that's one of the hardest parts whenever you're in a saturated market like this and with no media coverage. And so you just need some media coverage, and I think there's a hunger for new things on this channel. So I figured bringing those two worlds together would be helpful for my subscribers. And so if you've enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, something, just to let me know that, hey, this is pretty cool, and appreciate you doing this. Not to pat me on the back, but just so that I know, hey, continue to do this, because this is really helpful either to me or to the community. So yeah, all right, go check out J Thomas Hetrick's game 80s Baseball at the link in the description. And I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.